Hello, this is David D. Hilster. I am a critical thinker, dissident scientist, and if you're not buying exactly what mainstream physics and cosmology are selling, then this is the place for you. There are thousands and thousands of scientists from around the world that have been working outside the mainstream for decades who have identified problems, fixed those problems, and are proposing new theories and models. You won't find anything like this on YouTube, so be sure to look below and hit the subscribe button and the little bell next to it, and you will be alerted when our next video drops. Today I'm going to give sort of a summary of where we are. We're coming up on 500 subscribers and a year being in existence, so I thought I would sort of make a summary of where we are, the state of Dissident Science Report, where I am, where we are, and where we are going. So let's just get right into it. First of all, I just want to thank everybody for the support. I have really had some very touching, supporting comments saying, I have found my place, I have found my tribe, I have found somebody who's voicing what I really think, which in my opinion is the silent majority. That's just there's a vocal minority who sit there and they try to shove a lot of this mumbo jumbo down our throats, and when we really think about it with our engineering, critical thinking minds, we're just not buying it, as I say. Also, I've gotten supporting emails from all around the world. In fact, my subscribers from all around the world, I appreciate all of you. I know I've got, oh my gosh, I think over 60 countries who are subscribing to this. So we have critical thinkers from around the globe, and that's greatly appreciated. And my, of course, subscriptions continue to grow. Like I said, we're going up on 500, and I think we're going to continually go because it's actually going like this. It's not going linearly, so that's a good sign that we're doing something right. So that's really cool, and I really want to thank everybody. And I am learning from other YouTubers. I've studied this for a long time. I actually followed, one of the reasons I started this was because I followed YouTubers in the progressive political movement here in the United States, and I saw people who were just small voices with saying great things that I wanted to hear grow in from, a couple hundred to thousands to 10,000 to some of them 100,000 in a couple years. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, I could be a voice for the critical thinker, because not every critical thinker and nerd can get out there and do this kind of thing. And as I'm not saying that's a special skill, but I got it and I'm going to use it, and I'm very appreciative to everybody. But I learned, I looked at a lot of people before I started this, and I've learned that talking about current events draws new people in, because you put in a title that everybody's seeing everywhere else, and this comes up and goes, oh, look at this dude, and he's talking sort of my language. So I do that, giving people our story on why to subscribe. I do that right in the beginning. I try to get people to understand that. What is it? Well, hey, you don't believe everything that mainstream science and physics and cosmology are selling you. Well, these kinds of things evolve with time too. I think that's sort of exactly why people are here. Making great titles to attract interest. You can't just go out there and say a talk on Einstein. You gotta do something. You gotta do things to get little gimmicks to get people in, because once they get in, they're gonna say, hey, this guy doesn't have an ego. Hey, he's just talking about stuff. It's interesting to me. I enjoy it. I want to see what Dave's talking about, because a lot of times he talks about things I don't know about. Why? Because I've been around 20 years in around great critical thinkers. Also, creating tags to draw people towards the channel. I go in and I create these tags to make sure what these tags do. Well, when you do a search, they look at the tags to videos and they say, oh, this one's about special relativity. Oh, this one's about plate tectonics. Oh, this one's about Stephen Hawking. So I'm learning a lot about that, how to use the cards, how to use the end things, just using YouTube in general. And yes, I know some of the oldsters out there. I am 58, folks. Yeah, I paint my hair. I admit it. I always had a baby face, so it's good. And of course, I'm on a diet. I'm on a whole plant-based diet, so I feel really great. And no, this is me not on drugs and never did them. And why? Because I'm naturally just enthusiastic person. But the new graphics are really detracting our crowd. In fact, I got an email from 17-year-olds who are very much into physics from Nepal and Tibet. And they said, Dave, your graphics aren't too good. So guess what? I am doing that. And sure enough, if you look at the graphics today and age, even with serious people, you got to have something out there. You got to put it out there the way everybody else is doing it, so they go, oh, this is a serious channel. So yes, I do it. Looks a little weird, some maybe to your oldsters, but I keep up to this, and I was told by the youngsters to start doing that, and that's what we want. We want younger and younger people to be critical thinkers, because that's where it all should start. Of course, this all sort of started with the CMPS, the Chappelle, or the John Chappelle Natural Philosophy Society. Of course, it was formerly the Natural Philosophy Alliance. We had a schism go on. It was just a few people wanted to take it sort of over, but we didn't have any problems with that. It just was a little emotionally in a bumpy road, but we took everybody, 98% of all the people, we continued in our organization. In fact, we actually got better because of it. And a lot of times these fissures will happen, but the CMPS is pretty much the MPA, and that's why we named it the John Chappelle, so that people would have no doubt that the MPA, which was started by John Chappelle, that we continued holding the torch that he started. And of course, that's the criticism of mainstream science without being punished or laughed at and taken seriously. Yes, we do and should. We should be doing this in schools. They say, oh, we do. And BS, excuse my language, accepting multiple models and theories, and we do that. Oh, you can't do that. The universe is only one universe, so it only has one set of laws. Man makes laws. The universe doesn't. The universe just does what it does. We decide that this is a law, and it turns out later on it isn't a law, and it's wrong, and we got to fix it. And so, yeah, this idea that everyone in the universe who's an intelligent being is going to find equals MC squared is baloney, at least in our opinions. Some of our opinions, and we have people in our group who disagree. But again, please don't worry. I'm not going to dislike you. In fact, I like a lot of models that I don't believe are necessarily the true models, but the models themselves are very good. Even my model, my dad and I marvel at how well it's working. It really is working way better than we ever would imagine. Is it really what's happening? We don't know. So support of each other, that's really, really important. That is, we listen to a talk about something that is different from us, and we try to give constructive criticism within that model that the person's showing it. Because the idea is these people are taking a lot of time to show these things, and of course we should take some time to take a look at it, where this is not just a one-way street. Of course, they speak the same language. We all sort of speak the same language because we all sort of know and look at mainstream, see the problems, and we have a camaraderie that kind of happens. And our initiatives, I'll make this a little bit bigger here, our initiatives for the CMPS and our group, which is the formal group, which, yes, we are a incorporated, or really actually we are a registered not-for-profit group in the state of Michigan. That's where we certainly did it. But of course, we are all over the world, and we have our websites. We have our naturalphilosophy.org, which we think we are the best keepers in the world for that domain name. We also, to be launched, the criticalthinkers.info. We have lots of these things going on. Database of critical thinkers, which started in 2008, it's now 10 years old. It's huge data, biggest database. Well, not maybe true. There is another one, and we're going to try to get that online. We're going to try to do that. A guy in France has an incredible database and spreadsheet data of thousands and thousands and thousands of dissident workers and dissident scientists. Oh, we have our Wikipedia, which is a full-blown Wikipedia. Yes, the same software that Wikipedia has. We have that, and if you want to put in your work there, you are welcome to do that. We even have ways of trying to make it easier for you to put your papers in there. We have it so you can put, we have latex in there so you can make all your formulas look pretty and all that. We have forums organized by Bruce Nappy, who happens to be working in or is from MIT. Doesn't matter. He worked at MIT. He works with people at MIT all the time. Guy is an amazing person, amazing mind. Actually has his own theory, his own model, which is a lattice theory, which is just totally fascinating. Man, I loved his talk last year on beer bubbles. No, it's actually quite amazing. Come to our conference and find out. Projects in the CMPS, that's headed up also by Bruce. Bruce has taken these forums and taken email chains that are amazing conversations, have put them in. It's just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of work that he puts in a year. It's just, thank you. My hat's off. My universe hacker hat in the Ohio State colors is off to you, Bruce. And has projects. We're looking at projects to do with GPS and Ron Hatch, and some other projects with Expanding Earth, And we have many others. We have the periodical or journal of Galilean electrodynamics by Dr. Cynthia Whitney, who is our chief scientist, whose degree is in physics from MIT. And we're looking at that project. We got so many things going. It's really great. We have our YouTube channels, which we just started. I started that in May, and now we've got 4. We're looking to grow that. People are starting to get more brave, the ones who had it, and we're starting to get more organized, get those graphics, make them look, Stephen Hurl. He's got his own, and he has great. He just put out a new video. I'm going to start putting him in here. Take a look at that. And of course, we have our Chappelle University of Natural Philosophy, which is going to be officially launched at the conference, in the sense that we will officially say where it is, and we will start to officially work on that. We have all the things in place. The website is there. The mechanisms are there. The learning, electronic learning, whatever. There's some abbreviation. I'm a computer scientist, for goodness sakes. I don't remember it. And then, of course, this is all in parallel. In the beginning, I was thinking, I made it. Well, why isn't everybody doing this? Because it's so great. No, it takes a while. Our website took a while to get going. Our latex online for our... we have proceedings, too. Of course, we have proceedings each year that we put out. Here's the 2017 proceedings. Look, we even have your picture on it. You put it in there, Willie. Oops, Mr. James Carter. And that was from the University of British Columbia. And we get these done. You only have 2 weeks right before is our last deadline. And we with today's electronics, we can print it out and get it shipped, and it's on its way. So forgot to put that in there too. But you can see there's so many initiatives we have. So this community, I think, can grow really, really large. And of course, our annual conference, I do want to mention that because that's coming up. It's coming up from June 2nd. No! June 27th to the 30th, from Wednesday till Saturday at the University of Connecticut at the Nathan Hale Inn. That's where it sort of started, the CMPS, the MPA, Dr. Eberly Spencer in the math department. I've talked about this, and they started there. So 2018, if you're watching this, of course, it probably may have already been on, and maybe years ago, or maybe it's still coming up, but it'd be June the 27th through the 30th. How do you get to it? 2008.naturalphilosophy.org. And you will see about it. And we're just starting to get the people together. Great. Why? Well, what about it? What's about it? Here it is. It's been rambling on. It's West Coast, East Coast. Last year it was on the West Coast. In fact, it was in Canada. Beautiful place. So this year we're on the East Coast. I thought, hey, let's go back to Connecticut. We've been to Maryland a few times, which is a good area because there's a lot of people around that area. Be with people who understand you. That is the number one thing. The number one thing I hear from people who are new, they come up, Dave, I was talking about my fractal model of black holes, for instance. Lori Gardy, love her work. They understand what I'm saying. That's the thing. You know how all your friends around you, all you dissident thinkers, all you critical thinkers who think about all this stuff, they don't understand really what you're saying? Well, people at this conference do. So you want to do that. Also, you can formally present your work. We record it. We put it on YouTube. And of course, your work is in the proceedings and it gets into the Wikipedia. It's all over the place. Recordings of the talks, of course, on the YouTube channel. And we're looking to broadcast live this year. Yes, I've got a donation to actually get multiple cameras and a switching system on an iPad, so we will be full out. I'm working on that. Instead of bringing somebody this year, we are going to offer it for you who cannot make it to be there at the conference. All we ask is going to be asked is a donation. We're going to do this. Yeah, you can look for a free, but you need a small donation. But the idea is that we will broadcast and do that using great technology today, which is just use an iPad with iPhones with cameras, and it's high def, and it's like just switch. It's like having a multi-million-dollar TV station right in the palm of your hands. And we also, of course, on our lifetime work for critical thinkers this year will be this guy I've been wanting to give it to for a long time, and we're trying to give it, Dr. Charles W. Lucas Jr. I mean, this guy's work is out there. He's one of the best minds in physics of his generation. He's got proof of that. And that's what we're going to do as well. So What do I say here? Well, the future looks very bright. The Dissident Science channel is growing, generating interesting debates and comments. More people to come on board of our YouTube channels. I'm always working on that. Sometimes it takes a year, sometimes it takes a week, sometimes it takes a month, sometimes you start one, doesn't really happen, then another one comes along. Doesn't matter. If you are interested, get a hold of me. Become a member of our organization, and I will help you. I will teach you how to do it. I will give you the graphics. I'll even make graphics. I'll make a logo for you. I'm an artist. People don't know that. Go to davehilster.com. You know, people think that, oh, I can sit down and draw your portrait. What that means is I can make you really nice stuff. Like, you know, all the graphics for that I have, I make myself. And if you are a graphics person and you can do a better job, hey, I always will welcome the help. Of course, then we have the university to teach what is not taught in schools. That's going to be coming online. If you want to help out, you can. And of course, why are we doing this? To create a new critical thinking movement in education and science. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm taking my time. So thank you so much again for everybody and all your support. We continue to grow. Thank you for the positive comments. It is greatly appreciated. I read them all. It makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside, whereas days I'm thinking, I said something a little bit too harsh or too strong, and someone maybe leave or is a subscriber, but next thing I know, I've got more and more, and it does continue to grow. So thank you so much, and remember what I say always. Don't take what anybody says on faith. Stay critical, stay thinking. I'm Dave D. Hilster. I'm your science therapist. Ciao for now.